Welcome in, race fans. Imagine this. It is 1987 on October 25th of 1987 here at the Rockingham Speedway. It's a beautiful, clear day, and all these drivers, 31 of them to be exact, on the Speedway. Who would win it? Well, if it was October 25th of 1987, it would be the Awesome Bill from Dawsonville going to victory lane with Dale Earnhardt and Darrell Waltrip actually trailing him across the start-finish line. But it is not October 25th of 1987. It is September 28th of 2020. That means it is the RB Custom Rigs Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We welcome all you race fans in here to the virtual Rockingham Speedway. The track here at Rockingham was opened in October 31st of 1965. The track here has played host to multiple NASCAR series over its decades that it was in service. Unfortunately, no longer. The track here at the Rockingham Speedway, located in North Carolina, is raceable. The track has been kind of in decay since the early call it the 20s. I believe 2009, if I remember right, was the last time NASCAR did race here at the old Rockingham Speedway. So it's unfortunate to see that it has kind of served its purpose and has gone to the wayside. They still do hold some concerts here, right there on Thunder Alley. But tonight, we will storm down the virtual Thunder Alley here for the first time ever. The 1987 machines are going to be on the track here for the Custom Rigs Scrambler Series. So, race fans, I hope you're ready to go racing back into the times of 1987. You will see a lot of paint jobs on cars here tonight that you may not recognize. Well, don't worry, neither do I, because, race fans, to be honest with you, I was not born in the 80s, so a lot of them I have to pull very back into the memory bank and try and remember from watching some old school NASCAR over the years. Some of these are one-off customs also here tonight, so we're keep a close eye on a lot of these drivers. We got 90 laps when we do go racing here in a little bit to figure out who is who. But coming into the night, 4 drivers do have themselves locked in, and that is Max Terriot. He has 2 wins this season. Along with him having 2 wins, it is Sean Butler. James Heater, James Skelton also having some wins to their name. So right now, those drivers are locked into the championship hunt. Who joins them, though, is going to be the question, because it's Rockingham, Chicagoland, North Wilkesboro, and the wild card Daytona to round out the regular season here. And this is how the rest of the field kind of files into this. Tim Blum, Michael Trevarthen, they are sitting there 4th and 5th on the championship standings. 6th is Ethan Troutman. Eric Johnson is 7th. Zach Mitchell is 8th. Joe Strano is 9th, with Justin Gann rounding out the top 10. The 11th through about the 16th place battle, that's where we're going to focus a lot of our time on in the closing weeks, because that battle all consists of Kyle Souza, Tony Strano, Richard Murdoch, Nathan Maurer, Sean Single in 15th, Jason Wells, who is very quick, just has had a lot of bad luck here, Ryan O'Danny. Those drivers right now are all within 21 points of each other, and those could be the final spots that will get selected into the championship race. So we will keep a close eye on that as we go forward here in the next couple of weeks before we head into the playoffs. But race fans, right now we're in qualifying, and as we're in qualifying, we will take a quick step away here. We'll be back with the starting lineup here tonight, presented by the Green Forest Tree Supply.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back here to the virtual Rockingham Speedway. Tonight, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, it is the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Right now, they are wrapping up their qualifying session. As you can see, qualifying just like that is officially in the books here. That means it is time to go down trackside to get our Green Forest Tree Supply starting lineup. You're thinking about starting an outside project. You need trees, you need shrubs around your beautiful house, because before you know it, it is going to be the springtime all over the world, and you're going to need those fresh plants, those fresh trees and shrubs to line your house to make it beautiful. Head on over to the Green Forest Tree Supply and get your shrubs today. And this is how the starting lineup will look here tonight. Starting on the front row, 2 wins to his name this season, driving the number 88 for the Trust Me Vodka Gen X driver. It is the 88 of Sean Butler. To his outside, the Low Line Racing number 18 of James Heater. Starting row number 2, the driver on the Full Throttle Adventure in Pixels 01, it is Richard Murdoch. Starting 4th position here tonight, hailing out of Canada, driving the MK Medic number 42 of Max Terriel. Starting in the 5th spot here tonight, having himself his best qualifying effort, it is the 15 of Dustin Gainey. It's the van, the Nickelodeon Machine. You see him tonight, the number 10 of Tim Blum. Starting 7th, the Metalhead Racing, number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. It's the 86 of James Skelton with the Slim Jim throwback here tonight in the 8th position. Starting 9th tonight, out of New Jersey, driving for the Full Throttle Racing, number 20, it is Brandon Minto. Starting tonight in the 10th position, it's a very strange throwback that we will look on tonight. It is the Rhino Danny Machine. Starting 11th, the Prime Time Racing, number 94 of Corey Silva, and the 33 Dirty Mo Radio of Eric Johnson. Starting in the 13th position, almost lost their position on the grid, driving the Mountain Dew Baja Blast, number 51 out of Virginia, it is DJ Anderson. Jason Wells will start into the 14th position, 15th of Tony Strano, 16th to Christopher Rothrock, 17th here tonight will be Nathan Maurer. Zach Mitchell, the 924, will roll off 18th, 19th to Ethan Troutman, 20th to the man in the number 30, the RP Custom Rigs out of Virginia of Justin Gann. Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply 941 will roll off 21st. 22nd, the man that lived right down the road from Higgins, it is Sean Single in the 914. Rest of your field right here, it looks like Buckley will start 23rd, 24th to Doug Neal in the Simbox 977. Kyle Souza in 25th. Tim Combs back to 26th. 27th of Bruce Potter. 28th gonna go to Kevin O'Brien. Starting in the 29th position will be Brian Phillips, and that is your Green Forest Tree Supply as we are getting ready to go Green Flag Racing. And the Green Flag, just like that, is out here at Rockingham. We are racing in 1987 as everybody storms them down into turn number 1. The Monte Carlos, the Thunderbirds will roar down Thunder Valley down the back straightaway. Everybody looks like they will get out of turn number 2. A little bit sideways for the RV Custom Rigs, number 30 of Justin Gann, but it looks like he should be able to keep going. Now they're crashing down the back straightaway. Looks like Tim Combs and the Interstate Batteries machine has had troubles. He is not alone. Tim Combs, Bruce Potter, and Brian Phillips all getting damage here on lap number 1 here tonight. So we're waiting for the truck to get it queued up. We almost made it the full lap before the caution flag flies here tonight. Let's take the look and see what happened to Tim Combs. We talked about the RB Custom Rigs machine, a little squirrely out in front of him. Oh, and then, just down the track into Bruce Potter. Kevin O'Brien right there, nowhere to go. There's Bruce Potter right there. And Phillips in the 39 machine. Watch it back here. See the contact, some netcode definitely going down Thunder Alley between those two, and Phillips just nowhere to go in his AC Delco Chevy Monte Carlo. A lot of those drivers. No quick repairs here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. Let's go back here. Let's ride on board with Brian Phillips. See the major netcode out in front of him, and down the track comes the Miller Genuine Buick. Nowhere for the driver out of Georgia of Brian Phillips in 39 to go. So currently it is still Sean Butler. He will lead lap number 1 with Murdoch sitting there in the Adventure in Pixels machine. He is second. Rockingham used to be on the schedule back in 1987. It did host 2 races. The second race of the season was won by Dale Earnhardt. Davey Allison did have the pole. That was March 1st of 1987. Then they did come back here to the Rockingham Speedway October 25th of 1987. Bill Elliott was the winner then, and Davey Allison was the pole setter for that race. That was the third to last race of the season. Then they went to Riverside, which is not here on iRacing, and unfortunately Riverside has seen better days and is no longer in any kind of really knowledgeable, I say mean like visible state of a track anymore. And then Atlanta always played host back in 1987 and through the 90s of being the last race of the season. 42 cars did take the green flag back in 1987. Tonight, it is 28 cars, as Corey Silva, unfortunately, looks like his potato brick has not allowed him to take the green flag here tonight. So as we come here, it looks like we should get the 1 lap before green indication. It's the Trust Me Vaca 88 of Sean Butler, the Gen X driver, who is out front. Murdoch there in second. Then it will be the 18, the Tide Ride, the Darrell Waltrip look-alike of James Heater. Michael Trevarthen will line up in the 6th position, then Tim Blum in his Nickelodeon machine will be sitting there to the inside. Behind them, it is the James Skelton Slim Jim entry. Skelton always running Slim Jim on all of his cars. This is a throwback to the Hall of Famer of Terry Labonte. Somebody did want me to play a little joke on all of you race fans tuning in here tonight. They wanted me to tell you that that was Bobby Labonte's car. And of course, then you see Ryan O'Dani out there in the Galaxy Air number 98 machine. That is a throwback to Mario Kart. Back in the 80s and the 90s, Mario Kart very popular. A lot of these drivers grew up in that era. And, well, they have come a long way from running Mario Kart on their N64s to here to the iRacing platform. So the brand new Ford Mustang will pull it down to pit road, and we will go green flag racing once again here at Rockingham. Great start by everybody coming up through the gearbox as we go on board here with the Trust Me Vaca 88 of Sean Butler. Look at everybody just behind him. Butler really having to play with the throttle coming out of turn number 2. It's not going to be a hold it to the floor and let her rip tater chip here tonight. These boys are going to have to put on their dancing shoes. You hear him, the throttle, the bumps there for the 18 of James Heater. Just how bumpy this track is. This track was scanned many years after the Speedway has closed. Look at, Blum and Murdoch make contact. Murdoch's going to go up the track, and this is a bottom feeder track all night long here. I don't expect the groove to move up the track at all. A lot of the guys have gone single file, trying to get some laps turned. It's still Butler, Heater, Blum, Murdoch, Terrill, your front couple drivers. Looks like DJ Anderson in the Mountain Dew Baja Blast, number 51, trying to work over the Barstool Sports Miller Lite entry of Brandon Minto. A little bit farther back behind them, that was Zach Mitchell pulling out a line for just a second. He will duck back into line behind Nathan Maurer, and then you got Tony Strano back here in the Earnhardt throwback scheme. You got Rothrock also in his Renaissance Nutrition. 84 right behind him. That is Troutman driving a Haviline Davey Allison throwback. Right now, Troutman buried back into the 17th position. Biggest mover so far in these first handful of laps here tonight as we're working lap number 10. It is DJ Anderson. He has moved up 4 spots to put himself inside the top 10 for the first time tonight. Dustin Gainey in his Carolina number 15 Chevy Monte Carlo. He has lost 13 positions on the field here tonight. He is back all the way into the 18th spot. He got himself a good qualifying run up inside the top 10. Unfortunately, just was not able to hold on to it. Look at this sideways for Tony Strano. Strano in the good wrench. Number 3. Had a little bit of a moment that time coming into turn number 3. Rothrock just out in front of him. There's the Dirty Mo radio of Eric Johnson also just in front of him. These drivers, Minto up into the wall just about coming out of turn 2 before Thunder Alley. Thundering down around him will be the Nathan Maurer Snuff Racing Sim Box entry here tonight. Hasn't changed out front, race fans. It's still Sean Butler, and he's got that much of a gap. It's about one car length as they storm down the back straightaway here. Butler over Heater over Tim Blum. Blum is just hounding the back end right now. As we go on board here. On board the Nickelodeon machine of Tim Blum. Look at his hands. Let's take a ride around this track. That was a lap around the Rockingham Speedway, courtesy of the Nickelodeon onboard camera there with Tim Blum. You saw he tried to take a peek down to the inside of the 18 of James Heater, just was not able to. Think about all the throttle control that Tim Blum just had to take while he was trying to make that move and just kind of run real close to that Monte Carlo out in front of him. It's not a hammer-down situation. We told you, race fans, that earlier here tonight, that you weren't going to be able to just go flat to the floor and let her ride here. The bumps, it's like a wave through the corner in these old cars. A lot of race fans, you might be able to think of it as like trying to drive your grandmother's 1987 Cadillac down the highway. You hit 60 miles an hour and all of a sudden the thing starts to bounce. That is about how it feels going around these corners. And these drivers are doing it at about 145 miles an hour when they enter the corner, all the way down to right around 120. That's just an indication of how hard and how many bumps. Your race leader, though, Sean Butler, still out front here, and he was working upon lap traffic. There's the AC Delco number 39. That is going to be Brian Phillips. He will go a lap down here to the race leaders. Sean Butler got through there, and then a little hold up there for Heater and Blum. Everybody, though, pretty much hanging out right now. There you see the 42 of Terriel did just get around Murdoch. That was the switch in the 5th and 6th position. The Adventure and Pixels. Oh, one of Murdoch will fall back into the 6th spot. He started 3rd here tonight, and he's fallen back now to the 6th spot as he'll take the peak to the inside, and he actually allows the lift there. He chose the lift going into turn number 3. Just behind them is Michael Trevarthen, then it's Ryan O'Danny. Ryan sitting back there. He has moved up 2 spots. He started 8th here tonight. He has now, or started 10th. He is now running into the 8th position. Christopher Rothrock, the Pennsylvania driver, sitting in 14th in the Renaissance Nutrition, 84, Monte Carlo, chasing down the Dirty Mo Radio Monte Carlo going into turn number 3. Rothrock up 2 spots, running 14th tonight. Talked to one driver before this race here tonight. He was in last night's practice race, and I asked him how things were going. The Georgia driver, the Simbox 977, it's got the Hardee's sponsorship on this car here tonight. Doug Neal said he doesn't know what he has to do to try and find speed here tonight at the Rock, but he doesn't have it. He said it's not a favorable car to him. It's not a favorable track. He doesn't know what he has to do. Race fans, if you have any tips for Doug Neal, you can hit him up over on Facebook. Type in Simbox PC, and you can contact Doug Neal, or you can get yourself a button box. Maybe that's what he needs. A little adjustment on his button box, a little brake bias. You still could, I believe, move a little bit of the brake bias back in 1987 to the front or to the rear, but that was the only adjustment you really had inside the car. I was told that there was a couple drivers that did have, back then, a little bit of a spoiler adjustment. You were able to kind of push a little bit of a button and kind of tilt the spoiler back a little bit. How true that is, race fans, I don't know. I wasn't around in 1987. Tim Blum did just work his way around, though, James Heater. Fuel run tonight, I believe, should be possibly about a one-stop shop race here tonight. But the question is, tires. Everybody knows the great Rockingham Speedway was a tire eater, and you can see all the marbles already down on the apron here tonight and up against the top groove. Those marbles are a no-go zone. You get up in the marbles here tonight, it's going to be like having a flat tire. These bias ply tires back in 1987. As the caution flag is waving, Dustin Gainey is involved in this one with Carolina number 15 on the back straightaway to bring out caution flag number 2 on lap 23. And as we talk about pit stops and everything, I expect to see everybody will be to pit road under this caution flag. So as Gainey starts to pull away here, we will see if we can catch it back on our Turn 3 Racing replay. Watching the number 15 here of Gainey. Oh, Minto goes up and yeets the outside wall by himself. And Dustin Gainey with nowhere to go. He's going to get involved in this one. Let's go back here and see if we can go on board with Dustin Gainey of the roof cam. Watch the Barstool Sports. The blue number 20. Right up, yeeted the wall. And just absolutely nowhere for Dustin Gainey to go. So Dustin Gainey going to go around involving the number 20, but I believe there was another incident here somewhere, I'm being told from the truck. Josh Buckley in the Miller Genuine Draft number 2, the Rusty Wallace throwback. He went into turn 1 and, oh, that's hard contacting. Well, if you heard about self-yeeting, race fans, he just self-yeeted himself into the outside wall too. That's not exactly what Buckley had in mind here tonight. As you see, all your race leaders are down on pit road. Be a race off pit road here from Sean Butler. Will win it, though, off of pit road. So it'll be Sean Butler, Tim Blum, Max Terrill, James Heater, Richard Murdoch, Michael Trevarthen, James Skelton, Jason Wells, your top couple runners here. While we have a second here under this caution flag, let's see if we can talk to the driver of the number 20 of the Barstool Sports entry. He's back out on track. Brandon Yeet Minto, you got a copy. It's Muth up here in the booth.
Got you loud and clear.
Loud and clear is what I like to hear after a hard hit like that. What the heck just happened out of turn number 2 to this machine?
I don't know if I hit a bump or something out there, but I just felt the car start turning right, and this car almost feels like it's so tight that it's loose, or it's so loose that it feels tight. I don't even know how this car feels. Like, this is one of the hardest cars I've ever drove.
Yeah, a lot of guys said all week long as they practiced for this race that it's probably one of the most challenging tracks on the iRacing circuit for ovals and one of the most challenging cars. Is that kind of the same thing that you're rattling off tonight?
Oh, definitely. I have fun racing this track whenever it's not in these cars, because it is a really challenging track, but just the combination of driving this car with this track makes it almost impossible.
Well, it's going to be a tough running for you, as now you got a lot of damage. 1987, Minto, where were you?
I probably wasn't even a thought in my parents' head by then.
Well, I have a comment, but I'll keep it to myself, Brandon, here. I believe we're going to get doubled up here to go back racing. Good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully we don't have to talk to you again.
All right, I appreciate it.
Brandon Minto, race fans, telling us that he probably wasn't even a thought back in 1987. Tonight, he is a thought as he brings out the second caution flag of the evening. He'll be able to keep trucking here, though, as these 1987 machines, they were the real deal back then. They were built like a tank, so he'll keep on ticking. Right now, though, it does look like 2 drivers are out of the event. Kevin O'Brien and Bruce Potter have taken their cars behind the wall here tonight, and along with Corey Silva, his potato did not allow him to generate enough energy. He will be credited with a 29th place finish. So Corey Silva, 29th, 28th to Bruce Potter, Kevin O'Brien, 27th. But it's all about this restart here. It will be Butler, Blum, Terrill, Heater, Murdoch, Trevarthen, Wells, O'Danny, Anderson, and Mitchell, your top 10. iRacing pace cars down and away, and the green flag back out. A little bit of a jumbled up start. Trevarthen playing pinball back here with O'Danny and Heater. But they keep everything going as they race off of turn number 2 down Thunder Alley once again. The thundering horsepower here. And it is going to be Tim Blum actually storming around Sean Butler on the outside. So Butler going to lose the race lead here on lap 27. And it will be Tim Blum leading his first laps of the evening. Still some hard-nosed racing right here, though. These drivers have not all gone single file. Ryan O'Danny is running into the 8th position. He is losing a spot right here, though, to the 64 of Jason Wells. Well, miles. We'll drive it right down to the bottom with the Monte Carlo, the iRacing sponsor, number 64 Monte Carlo. Nothing screams iRacing more than, oh, Murdoch into the outside wall. Murdoch going high there. Trevarthen almost went up with the Sunoco machine into the outside wall. Murdoch goes, and now Murdoch will fall all the way back to the 8th spot. Everybody single files out now. So O'Danny moves to the 7th position. Wells is 6th. Trevarthen hangs on to 5th. That's how they run right now. Terry Labonte Ultra Sunoco machine throwback. A lot of Terry Labonte cars here tonight into the iRacing field at Rockingham. Tim Blum still out front leading the way. Looking back, here are the sparks, here the throttle. 60 laps to go here. Butler tried to back off going into turn 1 a little bit early to see if he could get himself a run. Didn't quite work for the Trust Me Vodka 88 driver. Didn't work the first time, but he tried it again down there in 3, and it gave him a great run out of turn number 4 for the race lead. Is about a car length, not even, it's a half a car length into turn number 1. So it's Blum, Butler, Heater, your top 3. Then it's Terriot. He is just sitting back here. This driver has won just about everything on the iRacing circuit. You say SK Modifieds, you say Super Late Models, Mazda Miatas, and even GT3 cars and prototypes. Max Terriot has won it all, even Indy cars. There's one thing he has not won in yet, and it's the 1987. He's driving a Monte Carlo here tonight. Usually the driver of the 42 driving Fords. Well, let's see if the Chevy can bring him home here tonight. Is it going to be like a rock at the Rock? Still a long way to go to find that out. Murdoch, though, being hounded by the teammate here of Ryan O'Danny. Usually you can indicate these two drivers being teammates. They're kind of like a Rick Ware Racing. Why are they like a Rick Ware Racing? Well, that's because O'Danny drives a Ford, Murdoch drives a Chevrolet. If you follow the NASCAR scene and know what Rick Ware Racing is, they are an underfunded team that provides about 4 cars on a weekly basis into NASCAR, and they run whatever manufacturer they can get their hands on, Chevrolet or Ford, just like these two gentlemen on iRacing. Chevrolet for Murdoch, Ford for Ryan O'Danny. Just behind them, DJ Anderson, and I believe the 39 of Phillips down the back stretch has found the inside wall. There's the number 2 of Josh Buckley. He's battling with the driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts, where the checkered flag auto supply is located. That is Rob Higgins trying to work over. Call this the battle for the Northeast. Right now they're being out-dueled, though, by Sean Single, who is just a little bit up the road, right there in the John Deere 914. Up against the rim ride fence area, that's the 62 of Ethan Troutman. The Eagle Hawk Motorsports driver. Trying all sorts of lines today. The Kyle Larson line last time through 1 and 2. This time down around the bottom as he works upon the number 15 of Dustin Gainey. Troutman will now work the inside groove down the front straightaway, and he's going to come up. Contact! 62 is a little sideways. They're making contact with Dustin Gainey. They both hang on to it. Great group of driving right there by those two drivers. Troutman may lose a couple spots with the Havoline Thunderbird, but I believe he will be able to battle back through. You see Rothrock got around him. Now Sean Single will get around him, and here comes Tim Combs. Combs driving that Interstate Batteries machine. Dale Jarrett was one of the first drivers to ever, I believe he was the first driver to ever drive the Interstate Batteries machine, and he took it to victory lane 1 time at the Daytona International Speedway. Would have been Joe Gibbs' first ever win with Interstate Batteries on the side of the car. Well, Tim Combs, with a little bit of nose damage, be able to drive to the front. Keep a close eye on the driver out of the Wheel Team 6B stables and see where he is. It is still Sean Butler, though, up, or actually second, is Tim Blum still out front. Sean Butler hasn't changed position. He's still running P number 2. Change for position as they are battling right here. It's the PepsiCo machine battling to the Mountain Dew Baja Blast. If it was 1987 and you told somebody I'm drinking a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, they probably would have looked at you like you had 3 heads. Back in 1987, Mountain Dew, Pepsi were just about the only, and I believe root beer, into that stable of PepsiCo products. Usually we would see the number 11 of Leo Bornage out here on track representing the brand of Pepsi. Always had a Pepsi scheme. Unfortunately, Leo Bornage has retired from the iRacing scene, and, you know, as we do wish him the best wishes we can, he had some medical issues which kind of forced him out of iRacing. So if, Leo, you're out there listening, from everybody at Red Light Racing and, of course, us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we wish you a happy and very eventful, meaning good eventful, retirement from iRacing. You always have a home, not only on the Turn 3 Racing Network, but also right here with Red Light Racing, a longtime veteran racer of the Red Light Scrambler series, gone before his time. Not gone forever, but gone off the track. But another long-time driver, these two, still duking it out. You talk about haymakers. Rock'em Sock'em Boppers may have came out in the 90s when these two gentlemen were at their heyday, but they're making those things look like 2020 here is coming back. As right now, it is Murdoch running in the 7th spot. O'Danny is back in 8th. Rothrock and Combs still trying to figure out who's going to have the 19th position. Troutman has been able to pull away from these drivers. Right behind him, it's the Simbox 977 Hardy's entry here tonight of Doug Neal. He has started to close in. Doug Neal, competing this past weekend in a couple events here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, had himself, I believe it was a 4th place finish behind yours truly on Saturday night. Catch all that recap action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network on our YouTube page. You know who else competed in that event? Rob Higgins. He's right behind. Higgins almost up into the wall. He's running up into the marbles there. That's not where you want to drive these machines. But Higgins won himself a little bit of money the other day, so hard charger for Rob Higgins. And he also finished in a pay position, I believe, one night. Getting some very well experience on the Myrtle Beach Speedway for Rob Higgins and just about every car out there on the iRacing platform over the weekend. Seeing if it can transfer over here. But leading at the halfway point here tonight of the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series at Rockingham for the 1987 machines, it is going to be Tim Blum. So with Tim Blum leading the way with his Nickelodeon machine. Race fans, you think of Nickelodeon, you think of the 90s, when they built that Nickelodeon Center down there in Florida. Well, I was informed before we went live here tonight that Nickelodeon was actually formed back in 1978, I believe it was, 1979, when they opened up the doors, and he's running one. Oh, boy, that's not a good sign. That was not a good sign, as the 2 of Josh Buckley was on his lid playing Turtle down there in turns 1 and 2. The truck says we do have that replay, so let's see what the truck is going to discover here. This is Josh Buckley. The driver for the Need for Speed Motorsports, DraftTop.com, number 2, Miller Genuine Draft Car, has officially gone around. And on his lid. He has taken the tow back to pit road, but that is Max Terriel there on screen. He started 4th tonight in the MK Medic number 42. He is still running currently in that 4th position. No real big movers right now. These two are still the 2 closest cars on the Speedway. Other than this battle right here now. As DJ Anderson was able to drive it in real hard down into the corner. Oh, Anderson going to drive it too hard. He is going to hang on to it. He is all jacked up tonight on Mountain Dew Baja Blast. You know, our hats do have to go off to DJ Anderson, the police officer himself. You know, right now we're trying times all around the world with the pandemic that is going on and all the rioting, the looting, the just the strange atmosphere we live in nowadays, and DJ Anderson still wears the badge proudly and serves our country. Our hats do go off to you, DJ, and everything you go through on a daily basis when you suit up, put the badge on, and go to work. Just behind him, though, that is Justin Gann in the RB Custom Rigs number 30 Monte Carlo here tonight. He is up 6 spots, running in 14th. Usually Justin Gann runs Toyotas when he shows up here on the iRacing platform. Unfortunately, 1987, the Toyota Corolla did not have a V8. It was not rear-wheel drive, and it was still a very small car here, just becoming popular in the United States. So Toyota was not entered into NASCAR. Right now, Gann still hounding the back of this Ford Thunderbird Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry, the Need for Speed driver. A little bit of loose yet. He's going to back it off down the back straightaway, and he will let Justin Gann pick up another spot, so Gann will move into the 13th position. DJ Anderson back to 14th. This battle here, it is Murdoch leading this little bit of a 4-car train as they work down the back straightaway. The Adventure in Pixels onboard camera here with Richard Murdoch. You see behind him, that is now the 31. That is Michael Trevarthen. James Skelton, Ryan O'Danny has started to fall back there. He's the 4th car coming out of turn number 4. And then it's Zach Mitchell and Eric Johnson. James Heater just got around Sean Butler, and now so did Max Terriel. Sean Butler looks like he is starting to fade. He just slid off of turn number 4 last time by, and that is what let Heater and Terriel come on storming by. DJ Anderson is bringing the Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry to pit road. So he will make a pit stop here on lap 56. Will this draw anybody to pit road? We guessed it was going to be a 1 pit stop race. There goes Tim Blum, your race leader. He will now put DJ Anderson 1 lap down. We'll see what kind of lap times DJ Anderson is able to come out here and pull, because right now we're just looking at Tim Blum. Let's take a look. Best lap time for Tim Blum was a 24.656. Let's take a look. This time by at the line. It's going to be a 26.216. So it's just about a 2-second fall off for Tim Blum, who's been out there now for 58 laps on this set of, he came down on 23, so he's just over 25 laps on his tires. That's the big fall off point. A lot of the drivers said in practice, 25 laps, completely shot tires, about 50% left. Now another driver to pit road. Here comes the Trust Me Vodka, 88 of Sean Butler. He'll hit pit road for brand new Goodyear Eagle Racing tires, the Bias Ply tire in 1987. He's going to bring down Justin Gann. He is going to come to pit road. RB Custom Rig Chevrolet coming to pit road now. So 2 more drivers to pit road. Will your race leaders come? Tim Blum does not. Terriel, Heater, Wells, they all stay out here. Tony Strano is going to come to pit road. He'll bring Skelton, O'Danny, Trevarthen all to pit road along with them. Tony Strano right now, as he comes to pit road, he was running in the 23rd position. So this could be the only pit stop of the evening for a couple of these guys. Murdoch now going to come to pit road in the Adventure in Pixels, the driver out of South Carolina. When will Tim Blum say enough is enough in the Nickelodeon number 10? It won't be that time. Mitchell down pit road. Maurer, Single, Combs. Now pit road is very busy. How far can you push the tires here tonight if you're the race leader of Blum? Blum does not have a win this season. He is not officially locked in to the championship. He has finished second twice this season at the Charlotte Roval. Texas in the Gander Outdoor Truck finished third at Pocono. A disappointing 19th place finish at Charlotte to open the season, and a 23rd place finish after having a pit road penalty last week after leading 104 laps out of the 200 laps scheduled at Martinsville. So when does Tim Blum come to pit road? Here he will come now. He will now bring down the Nickelodeon Monte Carlo to pit road for the final time. That'll turn things over to the Haviland number 62 Thunderbird, driven tonight by Ethan Troutman. There you see the 914 down onto the apron. That is Sean Single. He is coming to pit road. So Troutman takes over the race lead. Can he bring the 62 around here to at least lead one lap here tonight? Looking through the timing and scoring, I believe it's him and Brandon Minto that are the only two drivers that have not come to pit road. Everybody else has been to pit road to make their final stop of the evening. 4 tires and fuel for everybody to go the rest of the way if we go green flag racing. If we don't make it all the way on green flags. Oh, Minto into the outside wall with 26 to go. And that will bring out the third caution flag of the evening. So now Ethan Troutman is sitting in a very, very tricky spot. And I say that because every driver was down pit road. And I believe every driver is 1 lap down. So now if Troutman comes to pit road, he will let everybody get back out onto the lead lap. But if he stays out here under this caution, he will trap those drivers a lap down. So we're waiting to see what the truck has to say about the caution flag. We're sit here and watch what Ethan Troutman is going to do, because this is going to decide how the rest of this race is going to play out with 25 laps to go in this one. Troutman with a big decision here in his Haviland number 62 Ford Thunderbird. And he's going to bring it to pit road. So that's going to let everybody else get a wave around here. And they will all come back around to be put back on the lead lap. It looks like it will be 18 drivers that will take the wave around here. So Troutman will be able to come back out and take the lead, but that's going to allow everybody else to catch right back up to him. So as he hits pit road, let's take it back and see what happened to Brandon Yeet Minto. There you see him, the Barstool Sports number 20. He goes into turn number 3, and the car just goes up the hill like there's a flat tire. Gets stuck against the outside wall, and that's all she wrote for Brandon Minto. Let's watch this back. Helmet camera with Brandon Minto. So Minto going around, and he had to take the tow, the unfortunate tow to pit road. So with Minto yeeting himself twice here tonight, he is now going to have to take the tow to pit road, and that might drop him all the way back to running in about the 24th position. That's not a points night you want to have if you're Brandon Minto, because that is going to put you behind the 8 ball even more. Minto came into the night running outside the top 15. He was actually tied for 18th in points. So now with the drivers that are behind him still out there on track, like Buckley, Combs, Neal, Rothrock, they were all below him in the point standings coming in. Now they're still out there. They will now possibly be able to jump him in the point standings, because there was only 10 points separating Minto all the way back to the 23rd place driver, actually, of Tim Combs. So put Combs in that stable too, because he is out there running right there in the interstate batteries. I was looking for him. I'm like, where is Tim Combs? He's always the Oreo man. That's how you know where Combs is. The Ritz Oreo paint scheme, Tim Combs will always be that man. But tonight, it's the Dale Jarrett interstate throwback. He's right there running 19th. He will get a wave around here with Kyle Souza, Higgins, and they will all come back around here and be put onto the lead lap. We'll wait to see how many laps we will have left in this one. The lights do go out on the iRacing pace car. So there goes Combs, there goes Souza. And everybody else should go right on by the pace car. They will line up behind these two. Tim Blum and Ethan Troutman. These two should be the race leaders when we go back racing. It'll be just 21 laps to go when we do take the green flag. There you see just 5 drivers lined up. That's the number 30 of Gann, who is being scored currently into the 18th position with the RB Custom Rigs. Number 30, Rothrock back in 18th. And that's the 88 of Sean Butler, who will actually restart in the 3rd position. So some lap down cars here up in the front. The lights on the iRacing pace car come back on because not everybody is caught back up to the pace car here. So it'll take just another lap to get everybody back into the right scoring and timing position. Well, race fans, with just 21 laps to go, it'll be 20 to go when we take the green flag this time. We got to take this moment, and we got to thank every single one of you for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. If you need a rig to get on iRacing, you need one of those 3090s, head on over to RB Custom Rigs, and they can build you a custom simulator. If you want it for flight sim or iRacing, they have it. If you just want to play Minecraft, they can build it. Head on over to RB Custom Rigs and get your custom rig set up today. And get out on iRacing, race fans. We know you want to be out here driving back in 1987 like we are here tonight. So the iRacing pace car this time will dive to the bottom and we will go racing. Green flag is back out. And we are coming back up through the gearbox. Tim Blum with a great start to the inside. Troutman stuck to the outside. A couple lap cars and, oh, a big moment back there. That was the Interstate Battery Dale Jarrett look-alike. With a little bit of a moment. That's the 30 of Justin Gann to the outside. That's DJ Anderson. Remember, he played that strategy. He was the first one to pit road, and now he is running in 4th. When he came to pit road, he was outside the top 15 when he brought his Baja Blast machine to pit road. Now he has a chance here tonight. All you want to do is have a chance. O'Donnell to the inside here of Richard Murdoch. The Galaxy Air Ford Thunderbird trying to beat the Adventure in Pixels Monte Carlo here tonight. They run side by side out of turn number 4. It's the battle for the 6th position. The Ford and the Chevrolet. Just behind them, James Skelton. Sean Butler buried back here. He got a terrible start. Now he's battling with the 64 of Jason Wells. Anderson, though, looking to the outside here on the 42 of Terriol. That would have been for 4th. Not going to happen. The 30 of Gann back underneath him. That is not the battle for position as they go storming into turn number 3. Somebody going around. Caution flag is going to fly as a couple of them up here. Nathan Maurer is involved. Eric Johnson is involved. Sean Butler is involved. Looks like Higgins is going to be able to come through here without a scratch on the number 941. Couple drivers, Tony Strano also involved. Let's go back and watch this replay here. The 4th caution flag of the night coming out with under 20 laps to go. Sean Butler dives it to the inside. Oh no, the 33 of Eric Johnson. Then the track clogs and nowhere to go. I have to watch this back and see if we have an overhead camera here tonight. Go over top here. Watching the MRN Dirty Mo Radio number 33 and the Trust Me Vodka number 88. Oh, Butler into the back left quarter panel. And then nowhere to go. Mauer's involved. Gainey. There's Nathan Mauer in his 01 machine tonight. Nowhere for him to go, and then the track just clogs up. There's the 914 of Sean Single and his John Deere Ford. He comes in, and he was able to get slowed, but making a little contact. Watch this again. This is how it all started. The 88 of Butler trying to get the run to the inside of the 33 of Eric Johnson. Runs him into the outside wall. Then the 40 or the 64, nowhere to go also. He got involved. That is Jason Wells. He was involved in this one. See if our blip camera high above Rockingham Speedway can show us. Once the track clogs, there's not much room. See all the marbles down on the bottom? See all the marbles up top here tonight? Nobody electing to come to pit road inside the top 5, so Doug Neal actually moves up a ton of positions. He should restart at about the 4th position. The driver of the Sim Box 977, a rookie this season here in the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Doug Neal also competing over the weekend in multiple events here on the Northern Racing Network, having himself a good week. Now, lights do go out on the iRacing pace car. Closing in on the conclusion of this one. It'll be 12 laps to go when we go racing. We'll be able to see who's going to win this race here tonight from the Rockingham Speedway for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. It's the 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo, the 1987 Ford Thunderbird here tonight, and it is Tim Blum, Ethan Troutman, Richard Murdoch, Doug Neal, your top 4. It'll be going back green flag racing with just 12 laps to go here tonight in this main event. Who will win it? Is it one of your favorite drivers? Will Blum be able to win? How about Troutman, Murdoch, Neal? None of the top 4 drivers here tonight have themselves a win in the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Who will win this one? We are about to find out. Green flag back in the air, and we are going to race into turn number 1. It'll be Blum to the inside, Troutman to the outside. Oh, look at Max Terriel. He's going to shoot the gap 3 wide. Doug Neal going to go to the outside. Down the back straightaway. Look at Skellen there crashing down the back straightaway. A bunch of them on the back straightaway. Wadded up. Doug Neal is one of them in the Hardy Sim Box, 977. Trevarthen also involved in that one. We'll go back here in just a couple of seconds and see which one of these drivers here tonight got involved in one of the closing final caution flags of the night. You never know what's going to happen here at the Rock. Let's take the look back as this is our 5th caution flag of the night. There you see Doug Neal. He was fading on the older tires to the outside. That's the 924. Oh, they go 3 wide. Ryan O'Danny. This 31 there of Trevarthen also involved. Looked like a lot of drivers jockeying, trying to get as many positions as they could here in the closing stages. On board here with Doug Neal. Doug Neal not knowing what was coming for him there. He gets turned around out of turn 2. Over top here, you're going to see the 3 wide. Trevarthen to the bottom. Mitchell in the middle there. Oh, and O'Danny was right there. They all just make the slightest contact. And all heck just broke loose. So that's the 5th caution flag of the evening here at the Rockingham Speedway. No takers to pit road. 10 laps to go. They know it's going to be a track position battle here. Back in 1987, when these machines did run here at the Rockingham Speedway, it was an amazing run by Bill Elliott that day. Started 3rd on the night. He ended up leading 237 laps. Dale Earnhardt, who did finish 2nd, led 122 that day. Only 2 other drivers led for multiple laps. Morgan Shepherd led for 30 and 31 for Terry Labonte. None of those drivers in this event, and we're not running 500 laps here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. We're scheduled for 90, and right now we're looking like it'll go back racing with about 7 laps to go here. With 7 laps to go, once again, race fans, we thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Keep up with Red Light Racing by going over to redlightracing.net to catch all your Scrambler Series and SK Modified division needs. The SK Modifieds will be coming back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network in just a couple of weeks as they will gear up for the 3rd season of short track racing action. You can catch all that live right here on a Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Muth in the booth up on the call for the SK Modifieds. The Checker Flag Auto Supply will be back as the title sponsor just next season. So it will be 7 to go when we go green flag racing. It'll be Tim Blum, Richard Murdoch, Ethan Troutman, James Heater, Max Terrill, James Skelton, DJ Anderson, Ryan O'Danny, Zach Mitchell, and of course, Christopher Rothrock in the 10th position. Then it's going to be Trevarthen, Neal, Wells, Gann, all on the lead lap. That's 14 cars on the lead lap here with 7 laps to go at Rockingham. Race fans, buckle up. Don't fall out of your seat because things are about to get crazy. 1987 style. As soon as we get that 2004 Mustang off the track, there it goes. 2005 Mustang off the track. Here we go. 1987 Monte Carlo's on the front row. They will race it into turn 1. A little bit of a slow start there by James Heater. He got a huge shove by James Skelton at the start-finish line as they barrel off into turn number 1 and 2. 7 laps to go, and everybody going to come screaming off of turn number 2, and it looks like a pretty good start by everybody. Terrill down to the bottom, has some contact down the back straightaway. We'll see if it brings out a caution flag. 3 wide, racing in turn number 3. It'll be James Heater to the outside, James Skelton in the middle. Here comes the Pepsi Challenger. It is Zach Mitchell, the rookie. The highest running rookie right now on the Speedway for Zach Mitchell, and it is 7th. Skelton backed off in turn 1, got a great run out of turn number 2. He'll look to the inside here. Contact from Skelton to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to walk it up the track. He'll hang on to the Pepsi 924. Still trying to hang on to it. 5 laps to go. A high 5 from the flagman to Tim Blum. The Nickelodeon machine out front. Murdoch is sitting there in 2nd. Terriota's 3rd. Troutman is running 4th currently as they come down the back straightaway. Here comes the 18. James Heater to the inside. That's going to force the 51 of DJ Anderson up the track. He's trying to hang on to it. Look at the car dance out of turn number 4. Here comes Skelton. Ryan O'Danny going to look to see if he can pounce in the Galaxy Air Ford. The driver out of Michigan. Terriot looking to work over the Adventure and Pixels. Veteran operated and owned 01 of Richard Murdoch. Terriot will get around Murdoch for 2nd. It'll be 3 laps to go this time. Does the Storm from the north have what it's going to take to run down Tim Blum? 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths out for Tim Blum. Down the back straightaway, it's just 2.5 more laps here at the Rockingham Speedway. There's the distance. On board with your race leader. It'll be popsicle sticks in the air this time by for Tim Blum. He's got the older tires as Max Terriel is trying to steal one away. Tim Blum just has to hold the bottom groove here. He knows it. That's why you see him go down to the bottom. Caution flag out. Caution flag is on the Speedway. That'll be the 6th caution flag of the night. And I believe it's going to involve the number 30 of Justin Gann. Justin Gann bringing out the caution flag. That will take us into something you didn't see in 1987. It's called overtime. Extra racing coming your way here from Rockingham. Well, first, let's take a look back here on the Turn 3 Racing replay and see what happened to Justin Gann. There you see to the outside, that is Tim Combs. Oh, Gann really drives it off into the corner, and boy, what a wreck that was for Gann. Gann spinning like he's on Mario Kart on his lid. Comes to a rest down there to the inside. We'll have to go back and see if we can catch a camera shot with Justin Gann here in just a second. See what his in-car camera looked like on this one. That was looking back. You saw the rear-facing camera. Yeah, it looks like losing connection with the camera that is mounted on the RB Custom Rigs number 30 of Justin Gann. So unfortunately, that's going to knock Justin Gann out of this event here at Rockingham. Towards the end of this one, and he will not be able to finish. It's unfortunate for him as he was having himself a good run in the early stages of this one. Now it's going to come down to mano a mano. It's going to be the men behind the wheels. Nobody is pitting, race fans. Everybody is staying right here on track in their positions. This is how they will line up when we go to overtime racing. It'll be Tim Blum, Max Terriel, Richard Murdoch, James Skelton, James Heater. Or Skelton and Heater actually are swapped. It is Heater running 4th, Skelton back in the 5th spot. Looks like it's going to be Troutman in 6th, O'Danny in 7th, Trevarthen is 8th, Christopher Rothrock is 9th, and Doug Neal is back up inside the top 10. The difference from 1987 to today is they would not be racing this out. Tim Blum would have been your winner here at the Rockingham Speedway, but because of the way that NASCAR has evolved and changed over the years, they changed the rules from the single file restart lap cars to the inside. We now restart double file, and we don't finish under yellow flag. We have 3 green-white checker attempts if we were to need them here tonight. So Tim Blum would have loved to be following the 1987 rules here when it was the Winston Cup Series. Unfortunately for him, he now has to battle a little bit harder for this one. Let's see if the good old iRacing pace car turns its lights off here this time by so we can get back to the racing action that all of our viewers here on the Turn 3 Racing Network like to see. We enjoy these races here, race fans, and we hope that you also enjoy them from wherever you are viewing from. If it's from Canada, we have viewers from Puerto Rico. We have viewers that tune in from Australia, as we have the Australian Kevin O'Brien in this event. He wakes up every Monday. Is it Monday? It's a Tuesday morning over in Australia for Kevin O'Brien, and he is here to race with us. So wherever you are tuning in from, race fans, we hope you are enjoying this program here tonight for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. So an unfortunate exit there for the RB Custom Rigs number 30 of Justin Gann. He will not be able to finish this race. It looks like he should be possibly credited with about a 19th or 20th place finish, because I believe Brandon Minto got back out there, but it's not going to be enough laps for Minto to cover. iRacing pace car is in, though. It's going to be green, white checker. Green flag is back out here tonight. It's going to be the first attempt at a green-white checker. Up through the old clunky 4-speed gearbox is here. Turn 1, check. Turn 2 coming out here for the race leader. It is going to be Tim Blum leading us as they were 3 wide back here. Here comes the 924 of Zach Mitchell to the inside. That is Rothrock in the middle. Troutman to the outside. Trevarthen's right there also. But it will be the white flag. 1 lap to go, presented by the Checker Flag Auto Supply. White flag, and it will be the final time out of turn number 2. Spinning out of turn 2 is going to be Rothrock. He gathers it up. Last time down Thunder Alley, though, for Tim Blum. Giving chase is Terriel. It's going to be Skelton working under Richard Murdoch out of turn number 4. So it'll be Blum winning tonight in 1987. Max Terriel finishing in the 2nd position, and James Skelton just passing Richard Murdoch at the line for 4th. Coming with a head of steam and brand new tires was Zach Mitchell, but it's going to be about 2 laps too late for the driver of the 924 Pepsi machine, and it'll be 5th. The Nickelodeon full throttle racing driver of Tim Blum from Florida will go to victory lane. Will he party like it is 1987 is going to be the question. We're about to find out as he brings the Nickelodeon Monte Carlo to the start-finish line. Will he burn him down for all of us? So as Tim Blum celebrates with his Nickelodeon machine, race fans, we are going to step away for just a moment, and we will be back here with your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show from Rockingham in 1987. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina. The Rock playing host to the first ever Scrambler Series race back in 1987. Back in 1987, it may have been the man from Dawsonville going to victory lane tonight. Bill Elliott's not going to victory lane, race fans. It is going to be the man of Tim Blum. Tim, I see you down there. You got the headset on. How did you pull this one off here tonight? It did seem like Max Terriel was coming actually with a head of steam.
Yeah, I think actually that last caution there helped me because Max was on my outside. I knew he had newer tires, and I think the way these cars work, when I had older tires, but when you have a restart, they kind of cool down and equalize, so I had a chance again.
Well, having a chance is all you really wanted. Tell us about this track, though. It's the first time we've ever brought the 1987 machines here to the Rockingham Speedway. The picture, the set was just about perfect. The old track here at Rockingham and the old machines. How was it out there on track all night long?
It's a fun combination. I like this track. It's got a lot of character. It doesn't really have a lot of groove options, unfortunately, but if you can nail the line, it feels pretty good. And these cars are a little, I call them floaty. They tend to float around, and it adds a new layer of challenge for all of us drivers out here. It's a little more fun than all the other cars, if you're asking me.
Well, it's fun, he says. And talk about fun, Nickelodeon on this Chevy Monte Carlo this week. It's all about fun when you have Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I thought I'd do a throwback. Much like you, I wasn't around when these cars were racing, but I don't know why, but I thought of something pretty obnoxious and green and purple, and with the Nickelodeon splat on it would be fun for these cars. So here you have it.
Did you have to tell everybody how young we really were?
Yeah, I thought I'd put us on blast.
Well, there you go again, thinking that's not your strong suit. But tonight, Tim, you were able to wheel the machine to victory lane, and you officially lock yourself for a chance to go playoff racing in just a couple of weeks. Who makes it all possible behind the scenes at the 10 Cam?
Well, Roger, I've been known to go on quite a tirade on my thank yous, but I would like to thank, yeah, you guys just hang tight. Turn 3 makes it possible, man, because I got my father and mother-in-law, Papa and Mama Stark, they're new fans watching now, so they're joining my dad and my wife and probably my sister down in Jacksonville, so Turn 3, man, they make it happen.
Well, it's a short list here tonight, race fans, for Tim Blum as he wins at the Rockingham Speedway in his 1987 Nickelodeon Monte Carlo. He is the first one ever to go to victory lane in the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series ever in 1987. So he not only takes the win tonight to lock himself into a chance to race for a championship, he takes that crown that nobody can ever take from him. And coming home in second, we talked about it earlier, Max, you have won just about everything on the iRacing platform, except for in a 1987 car, and tonight, that is going to have to wait a little bit longer. A second-place finish, but a hard-nosed fight for that second-place finish. How did the night all unfold to bring you back to running second?
Overall, it was a great night. Following last night's practice, I wouldn't have thought I could have made it all the way up to second place. And tonight's long green flag run actually helped me with the tire management. That's where I came from, with 5th to 2nd. And I was hoping we could go green until the end. And as Tim said, the caution flag with about 16 to go, I think, we decided to pit from 5th and backwards. And it helped me for the last few laps under green for getting from, I think on the restart it was 6th to 2nd, and of course I didn't want to see that last caution because I had a good run coming, but still Tim was the man to beat all night long and last night, so he deserves it. Congrats to him.
Now you're already locked into the championship hunt, so really tonight was just a factor of trying to get to victory lane. In a couple weeks, Max, you're going to have that chance once again in the 1987 Monte Carlo that you had here tonight. We're going to head to the North Wilkesboro Speedway in 2 weeks' time. First, we got to make a stop at the Chicagoland Speedway. Do you think you can take anything you learned here from wheeling this manly 1987 Monte Carlo around that you can take to the North Wilkesboro Speedway?
It's two different tracks. This high banking with lots of bumps makes the car really bouncy, and it shifts the weight on corner entry and exit. But I think as far as power management, we know what to expect now. These are still cars that you can be aggressive with, and hopefully we get some green flag racing there too, because I'm hoping that some tire management comes in to effect on that race too, because we only have like 4 tire sets per race, so it could make a difference in the end over there too.
Well, it's a second-place finish for you here tonight, Max, who makes it all possible for you to finish on the podium every week.
Yeah, first my girlfriend, my friend Max at Maxim Knitting, and my dad, all regular viewers of the Turn 3 broadcast. To you, Roger, to Josh, James, and Richard for running this league. And I mean, for guys who watched it, I know it's completely different from our aero-dependent and high downforce cars, so it was fun to race, and hopefully as equal to watch.
Well, there you heard it from the driver out of Canada. He has himself 2 wins this season. He drives the MK Medic number 42. That is Max Theriault. It's a second-place finish for him, and I'm sure he won't hang his head down on that one. He'll just now buckle up and tie that chin strap just a little bit tighter, and he'll go racing next week at the Chicagoland Speedway to try and put himself back into victory lane. And the man who comes home tonight in the 3rd position He may be driving a 1987 car, but the paint job is still very similar to what he normally drives. It's the driver of the 86 out of South Carolina. It is James Heater. James, a very familiar paint scheme, but a very different car here tonight at Rockingham for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. James Skelton, not James Heater.
That's Skelton, Heater. They look the same, right?
True. No, I mean, it was a good race. I never had a chance to really battle with Tim, Max, or any of the front guys because that first pit stop, I, for some reason, thought pit road speed was 45, and I was clearly speeding. So I had to go all the way to the back, had to start, 24th, and made it up to 8th on that long run. And finally, on the last lap, I was able to get Richard, just a little bit newer tires. So to get a podium finish after making a dumb mistake, it's a pretty good finish.
Yeah, tonight it seemed like he had a pretty good Slim Jim machine, but it didn't seem like you were going to be snacking into that Slim Jim to be up here on the podium. Where did the speed come towards the end of this race to find yourself third?
Yeah, I think I had the speed the whole race, put a ton of practice in. Sean and I, we put a few hours and we were neck and neck on, all the practices. Me getting that penalty, and I had an awful qualifying, so I started 8th and just had to manage myself, trying to pick some cars off, and I think I got to 4th before the caution came out, and then I had the dumb penalty. So I think I had the speed to just never had a chance to show with the guys.
Well, it looks like you were able to bring home a pretty clean Slim Jim machine, so it won't be much work on that car for the team. But now next week, we head away from these old bricks, these old windscreen. I don't even know what these things are. They're just bricks. They're heavy tanks. We're going to head back to the Gander Outdoor Truck. We're going to head to the Chicagoland Speedway. What do you expect just next week when you hit the track with the truck?
I mean, it's going to be obviously like Tim and Max were talking about. The trucks, we're just going to have a high downforce, really stable truck. It's just going to be about hitting your lines and, tire management with our league on these mile and a half. So we can go green flag for 90 laps. So, you don't want to burn it up after 2 or 3 laps. We got to put the practice in this the Slim Jim Toyota so we can be there on the long run so we can compete with the top guys.
Well, that's coming up just next week, but James, who makes it possible? I know there's a laundry list of fans out there watching you tonight.
Yeah, I do not have the fan base as Tim and Max does. I need to get on it. I want to give a shout out to Bryce. I think he usually watches it. Sometimes his brother Bradley does. Got to get my parents on board, and they don't really watch it. But I'll give thanks to you on the broadcast. I'll definitely take a look tonight. Give a shout out to my teammates. Sean put a lot of practice in. Josh came out a little bit. DJ, and I actually put some good practice in with Richard. So it helped a lot racing with him. And that's about it.
Well, there you heard it from the man out of South Carolina here tonight. He drives the Slim Jim 86. It is the Slim Jim man of James Skelton. We were talking about James Heater because he fell back just a little bit on that final run. We'll get you through those standings here in just a couple of moments, but you just heard from your top 3 here tonight in your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show. So now officially, with the laps completed, 90 laps, we needed a little bit of extra time to finish this one. Let's take you through your Green Forest Resupply finishing results here at the Rockingham Speedway. This is how they look. There's your top 18 drivers, Blum, Tyrrell, and Skelton. You heard from all of them. Coming home 4th, just getting squeaked out by James Skelton, was Richard Murdoch, who I believe just got disowned. I'll keep all you race fans up to date on that one. Zach Mitchell did come down to take tires on that 924 machine, and he actually drove it back to a 5th place finish. That's not where he was going to finish if he stayed out on the old tires, but he got new ones and drove back to 5th. Ryan O'Donoghue going to come home in the number 6th position with his 98 Galaxy machine. Finishing 7th, that was James Heater in the 18. 8th here tonight was the 62 of Ethan Troutman. DJ Anderson finished in the 9th position. Trevarthen was 10th. Neil Higgins Rothrock, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Combs, Souza, Strano, that's Tony Strano. As I don't know what that was doing, but there it is. You see Single right there in 17th. Wells, Gann is 19th. Minto was 20th. Johnson finishes 21st after being caught up in a wreck. Maurer back there having some problems along with Butler, Gainey, Buckley, Phillips, O'Brien, Potter, and Corey Silva rounding out the 29-car field here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. Well, race fans, I hope you enjoyed today's show here at the Rockingham Speedway. 1987 was the cars. The Rockingham Speedway was on the schedule. Bill Elliott won one race in 1987 here, and the man who finished the first race was Dale Earnhardt. So those two were winners in 1987, and now Tim Blum can mark in his book the 1987 car at the Rockingham Speedway. He was a winner right here in 2020. Race fans, more red light racing action will be back on Monday night here when we head to the Chicagoland Speedway. We will get out the Gander Outdoor Trucks. We will go racing for 90 hard competitive laps at that big track. It's going to play like a super speedway when we get the trucks there, so we look forward to that racing action just next week. We're going to put these 1987 cars on the shelf for just 1 week because we will bring it right back out on October the 12th where we go racing at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for 175 laps. It is the most laps we will race all season at any track, and it's going to be right back with these 1987 cars who will relive the glory days. Some of the winners, the last winner ever at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for a NASCAR event was Jeff Gordon. Well, who will be the first ever red light winner to go to victory lane? We'll be able to find that out in 2 weeks' time. But for everybody over at the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series and Red Light Racing, and all of us up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we thank you for tuning in tonight, and we hope you enjoyed the racing action here. We can't wait to see all of you race fans back to watch more of the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series.